Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of CINEKYD Television Theater. I'm Bob Clark, the Executive Director of CINEKYD Enterprises, Incorporated, and I'm pleased to bring you a half hour that's been created by our kids, boys and girls and young men and women who range in age from 7 to 18 years. This is their show. What you're going to see has been produced by area young people. They come from 35 surrounding communities, including the areas served by this cable company. To give you an idea of just how skillful they are, we're going to continue with the next chapter in an adventure that has gone on for weeks now, and the mystery is just beginning to unfold. Come with me to the town of Oakdale. The skeleton in the closet.
Quite different from Margot Johnson. Margot Johnson, an agent for the FBI.
Exactly what are you trying to say, Miss Ross?
It's very simple. What I'm saying is you're an FBI agent, and before I print this in my newspaper, I'd like to know exactly what you're doing in Oakdale.
Suppose I deny it.
But you won't.
Why not?
Because I can prove it.
Assuming you are correct.
I am correct.
Assuming you are correct. What if I am on a very important case?
Then I'll just have to find out about it.
That's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
I'm not at liberty to discuss this case.
Why not?
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I'm sorry, too. Excuse me, I have a story to write.
Wait. Give me more time.
Why should I?
Because if you do, I'll give you a story. An exclusive story. Much better than the one you have right now.
Look, it's a great investment, and it only cost around $1,000.
Look, Abe, I've got a lot of things on my mind right now. Junior just drove the lawnmower 3 blocks down the street and crashed into a telephone pole. And before the police arrive and give me a fine, I've got to go collect him and the lawnmower and bring them back. Miss Ross, Miss Valentine, is there anything I can do to help you?
No, I don't think so. 48 hours. Then I publish.
Fair enough.
Good day.
Excuse me, I have a lawnmower to collect.
Miss Valentine, how would you like to get in on the ground floor of the electric car business?
No. Excuse me.
I need a drink.
If, in fact, this stylized Gothic mystery gives boys and girls a chance to act and perform, then what's it like to operate the equipment? Oh, an essential part of putting on any television show. More than that, in this modern age, the gear and the kids have to be able to move at a moment's notice. And since CINEKYD began more than 6 or 7 years ago, we have had to go with the times. And our young people and the cameras and lights and microphones have to go where the action is. For that reason, one of the most important departments here at CINEKYD is the mobile video crew. And for the past several months, they've been training their cameras on members of the CINEKYD organization, providing you with a chance to look behind the scenes. Well, that's the name of their series. But tonight, we're going to turn the cameras completely around and give you a chance to see what it's like to be a part of the crew, the mobile video department, that creates the Behind the Scenes series. Let's watch.
In creating a behind-the-scenes program, we begin our assignment by shooting drops of our desired subject. Then we set up and tape someone in an interview on the same subject. From there, the drops and interviews are edited together, and usually some form of music is put in the background to help the flow of the program. And that basically is what makes up a behind-the-scenes program.
Drops are pre-recorded video of the interviewee in action. They're edited into the actual interview to strengthen the topic and present the viewer with a more interesting look at CINEKYDs in action.
In editing a show such as Behind the Scenes, it takes a great deal of time. The way we edit is we use a Sony RM440, which is state-of-the-art equipment, and enables us to preview, edit, and review. And on your player, which is one deck that has strictly what like drops in it, and you have one with the interview. The one you find an endpoint on the player where you want your cut to start, and you find an endpoint on your recorder where you want the cut to start there. And when you find the part where of either the recorder or the player where you want the edit to end, you make your out point, and then you preview it, and if everything matches up, like sound and video, you auto-edit and you're basically finished.
How much time goes into each aspect of the production of the behind-the-scenes segments?
Basically, you spend about 2 nights a week for about 3 or 4 weeks.
The new equipment is very sophisticated, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll take a very long time to learn it, and that's what's the beauty of the whole system. You can literally walk in and in 15 minutes know the system well enough to be able to do a simple edit. And that's what makes that system so attractive. Compared to the old editing system, you had to manually back up the edit or manually back up the tapes before you edit, and it takes a lot of skill and it takes a lot of judgment to be able to do that. And you couldn't just pick out a specific frame and cut right at that point. You always had to kind of roughly judge where you're going to make your cut. And then once you did decide that's where you're going to put the edit was final. You couldn't just preview it and then do it. And so in that aspect, that system was very hard to work with, and it made it difficult for a lot of students to just kind of jump on it and quickly learn how to use it.
Here's something brand new. We call it What's New at the Movies. CINEKYD joins Hollywood in providing you with a look at the current releases. And here's our host, Brian Baker.
Hi, I'm Brian Baker, and this is What's New at the Movies. This week we'll be taking a look at a film called Local Hero. Stars Burt Lancaster and Peter Riegert. Now, Peter Riegert you might know from the film Animal House. and we recently interviewed him to ask him what he thought about the film, and just to learn a little bit about him and his career in general. We asked him what it was when he first read the script for Local Hero that interested him the most. Was it the story, or was it the character?
He has this trick he does with sand, sir, so if he offers you anything to do with sand, say yes, and we'll get him to sign something right away.
Did you say sand?
Yeah, yes, sir, anything up to a half a bucket full, say yes.
He wants to sell me the sand?
No, sir, you get the drift if he does it.
Well, don't worry about it, McIntyre.
In Local Hero, you're on the screen for much of the film. Do you find that was a tough part of making the movie, being a primary character?
No, I mean, the responsibility is greater, but I've been acting for 12 years now, 13 years, and I hope it's become a craft. I think I've learned how to use my skills as an actor, and I've done a lot of characters on stage where I've been on stage for 2 hours, so I wasn't intimidated by it, I was challenged by it. Mm-hmm. I know that I have a responsibility as a leading character in a movie or a play, but you learn how to do that. I mean, that comes with the territory, sort of.
When I was watching Local Hero, I noticed that you're very natural on screen. Do you find it's a little bit tough to adjust from the stage to motion pictures?
Not really. At least I know for me, I mean, if you don't do a movie very often, let's say once a year, maybe once every 18 months, it takes a while to get back into it, maybe 2 or 3 days. But because you're only doing 3 minutes a day, maybe, you're not going to be hurt by that. It does take time to get back into it. But once you're in a play, you're back into the rehearsal process. You have 4 weeks to rehearse the play. You have a week or 2 of previews. And a preview audience in the theater basically teaches you about the play, you see. You don't have that luxury in film, but it's just a different discipline.
Was there one point in your life when you really felt strongly about becoming an actor?
It never was a thought in terms of, I'm going to do this as a career, I'm going to make a living out of this. I used to go to the theater and movies all the time, and I would look and I'd say, I do that, I can do that. But as I got older, once I graduated college, I think the notion of doing it as a living became a more reasonable possibility. It just took a day to make it significant, and I decided to pursue it. I think I really probably thought that somebody was going to just see me walking on the street and say, look, where have you been, you know? We've been hearing about you, which is of course ridiculous. So I think I matured to the point where I realized I had to take it seriously and go after it.
When I was reading the biography for Local Hero, I noticed that you said that you never wanted to reach 40 and have to look back and wonder what would have happened if. Do you find that you've set new goals for yourself, or do you think you're just going to continue in acting?
Oh yeah, no, I think the enjoyment that I have out of it is that I have found something that I want to master, and I think that when people find that, it's very rare, and I feel very fortunate that I found this kind of work that I would love to do.
When you're doing a film, when you're on set, do you get the feeling that the film's going to be successful, or if it's going to bomb?
Well, you do. You can smell them. You can just taste when they're right or wrong. There's no guarantee for anything being well received. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I can judge is the process of the work. And I was surrounded with excellent actors, a terrific screenwriter and director, who's the same person. David Putnam is the best kind of producer you can have. I mean, his convictions are supported with a courageous stand on things. We had a great cinematographer. The crew was wonderful. I mean, I don't want to paint the Pollyannish kind of situation, but when they're good, they're good. Somebody once said, what about getting bad reviews? I said, I could get bad reviews every month. They said, oh, you're kidding. I said, no, if I were getting bad reviews every month, I'd be working.
We've heard a lot about Peter Riegert and the film Local Hero. Now let's take a look at a clip from the film itself.
McIntyre, sir. Pleased to meet you.
You're going to Scotland, McIntyre?
Yes, sir.
You like going home? Like we're going home, eh? The founder of all this was a Scot, Alexander Knox. No, that's not him. That's my father. He bought out Knox in 1912. Would have been handy if he thought to change the company name at the same time, but... Well, anyway, you're going to Scotland. The old country. Hey, McIntyre.
Yes, sir.
Virgo is well up this time of the year.
Sir?
I'm talking about the sky, McIntyre. The constellation of Virgo is very prominent in the sky right now, in Scotland. I want you to keep an eye on Virgo for me. Would you do that?
Oh, sure.
This is Virgo. Find the Great Bear, the Big Dipper, and you can't go wrong. Get to know it.
I'd like to thank Warner Brothers, and especially Mr. Rieger, for helping us bring you What's New at the Movies. I'm Brian Baker, and I'll be joining you in the weeks to come for a little bit more of CINEKYD's newest series, What's New at the Movies. Until then, thank you.
And now, if you've seen what an adult can do, here is a talented youngster. His name is Matt Harlem, and for the past several episodes, he's been giving us his interpretation of the late, great Al Jolson. Every single time we put Matt in a situation where he has to listen and figure out what Jolson would have done to really sell a song, he really surprises us. He was born long after Al Jolson had passed away, and consequently he's only been able to see things through motion pictures and television, a little bit of reading. This evening's item, Matt's interpretation of one of Jolson's biggest hits. Those of you with a little gray in your hair will remember this one. The song is Mammy, and Al Jolson sings again.
Everything seems lovely when you start to roam. The birds are singing the day that you stray, but wait until you are further away. Things won't be so lovely when you're all alone. Here's what you'll keep saying when you're far from home. Mammy, Mammy, the sun shines east, the sun shines west. I know where the sun shines best. Mammy, my little Mammy, my heartstrings are tangled around Alabama. I'm a-coming, sorry that I made you wait. I'm a-coming, hope and trust that I'm not late. Oh, Mammy, my little Mammy, I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles, my Mammy. Oh, Mammy, my little Mammy. The sun shines east, the sun shines west. I know where the sun shines best. It's on my Mammy I'm talking about, nobody else's. my little mammy. My heartstrings are tangled around Alabama. Mammy, I'm coming. Oh, I hope I didn't make you wait. Mammy, I'm coming. Oh, Lord, I hope I'm not late. Mammy, look at me. Don't you know me? I'm your little baby. I'd walk a million miles for one of your smiles, my Mammy.
How about that? There's more to it than meets the eye, and it takes a great deal of concentration and practice, especially when you're dealing with something that is very new to you. And I hope that you enjoy the sights and the sounds of Jolson as much as we enjoy bringing them to you. And now, for boys and girls of all ages, it's time to settle back and relax. We're going to take you to a place not found on every map. It's not found on any map. It's a little log cabin nestled along the edge of a pretty lake under some spreading chestnut trees. And as you know, if you've been watching, our players have presented their version of the timeless classic Jack and the Beanstalk. Well, to make a long story short, there's a magic beanstalk growing outside beside the spreading chestnut trees. The problem is, young Jack has returned from his trip up yonder with a bag of gold. Unfortunately, there's a giant climbing down the beanstalk to reclaim his bag of gold. Let's find out what happens tonight on Uncle Flywheel's Workshop.
We've got $1 million worth of gold in this bag. But it belongs to an angry giant who's climbing down that beanstalk. What are we going to do, Jack?
I cannot tell a lie. Let's get an axe.
Great idea. Enrico, go and get an axe.
An axe?
Go and get an axe.
An axe? What for?
We're gonna chop down that beanstalk.
I heard that. These forms have been signed, sealed, and delivered. No one can chop down that beanstalk without a 5-cent permit.
No one?
No one.
Are you sure?
It's all right here.
Here's the axe.
Thank you, Enrico. Because there are children present, Chief Inspector, I'm not going to quibble with you at length. There are 2 reasons why we're chopping down this beanstalk. First, there's an angry giant climbing down here, even as we speak.
He does look angry.
Second, because I don't want to break any laws in front of the children. Here's a $100 gold piece. That should cover the fee.
It is real.
You bet your gold bullion it is.
Let's get to work.
Timber! He was huge.
Do you think he's dead?
Why don't you go shake him and find out?
Not me.
We really took care of that.
What do you mean, we?
Don't forget who's boss around here. Tell you what, Chief Inspector. Here's another $100. Why don't you see if you can get a work crew and some permits and clean that up?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Come on, tiny puppers. We have to talk to our broker.
Giant cleanup. Giant cleanup.
Tune in next week to Uncle Flywheel's workshop when their newfound money wreaks havoc in Enrico's life.
Well, I can't decide which tennis court to play on.
How about that? Believe it or not, there's more, and you'll be seeing it next week. Now, join me as we go down the hallway and take a look at the CINEKYD bulletin board.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. This weekend, CINEKYD's Family Movie Night series will present 2 special nights of blockbuster movie entertainment. Come out and see Clint Eastwood in the highly suspenseful Firefox this Friday and Saturday nights at 7:30 in CINEKYD's Gordon Odeon. You'll want to see all of the big screen visual excitement of Clint Eastwood in one of his best starring roles. Tickets are $1.75 in advance and $2 at the door. Don't miss the action-packed feature film Firefox this Friday and Saturday nights in CINEKYD's Gordon Odeon. For tickets or more information, call 659-4696.
Thank you. And I sincerely hope in the weeks to come that you're able to join us here at CINEKYD, that it is an open invitation. Come to the movies. You'll really enjoy them. It's a nice place for families to go. In addition, this first big graphics and photo exposition, first one we've ever held, coming up in a couple weeks, and we invite you to stop by. I think you'll be rather impressed with the kind of graphic and photographic skills that our young people possess. It is, of course, a perfect opportunity to take a look at the CINEKYD campus, and anytime you come here, to meet the kids. In addition, as I've suggested for the past couple weeks, it's not too late to consider what you'll be doing this summer. We have an attractive brochure that is available simply for a phone call. Give us a call at 659-4696. We'll be happy to do one of 2 things: to set up a tour, give you a chance to come here and visit CINEKYD, and give you a chance to peruse the contents of this brochure. We feel, I guess because our programs are truly designed by professionals, by educators, that our summer offerings are better than anything else. They are, of course, for boys and girls who have an interest in the arts and who would like to work in the field of communications. We have everything from a camp program for elementary age youngsters to very special video shops, a multitude of activities for teenagers. It's all contained in our brochure. Please give us a call and consider becoming a part of the CINEKYD family. Cable channel, thanks so much for being with us. This is Bob Clark.